Central Petroleum Company, better known as Simpico Lubricants, is a trusted name for high quality and performance lubricants. Simpico lubricants are proven to excel in heavy duty applications with over 260 national and international championship pulling titles. Simpico lubricant customers have proven the benefits and savings of trusting their equipment to Simpico lubricants. If you own or operate trucks, tractors, or heavy equipment, call today 1-800-553-1891 or online at simpico.com.
The official fan app for truck and tractor pulling. Sign up, pick winners, win cash. It's that easy. Fullpull.us.
At Profab Machine, we strive to provide competitive, top-notch quality transmissions, transfer cases, and driveline products for truck and tractor pulling competition. Profab uses modern machinery and the latest technology to produce high-caliber products. From the product materials to the heat treating process, quality and satisfaction are our number one priority. Profab Machine, trusted since 1987.
Heavy diesel rebuilds and machine work is High Plains Performance's specialty. Their team of qualified and experienced professionals are at the top of their industry. Contact Doug for a quote today.
The Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association is the largest of 3 sanctioned national pulling associations with 16 classes and more than 350 competing vehicles streamed on outlawpulling.tv.
Truck and tractor pulling is evolving, and these guys are helping lead the charge. Jason Schultz, Logan Stevens, Jason Bittinger, Bert Forbes, real insight, real conversations, one goal: to grow the sport of truck and tractor pulling. Welcome to the Let's Grow Pulling podcast.
Welcome back to Let's Grow Pulling. What a wonderful week. I know Stu's happy about this week. We'll let Stu kick this show off because I know he's full of excitement this week.
I have been sipping on coffee and popping ibuprofen all day just to keep my body together. It has been a show. Like, it has been. Every time I get a free chance this weekend, if I'm not streaming a poll or watching a polling or something on Full Pull Live, I'm driving over going, ooh, I wonder who's here yet. Ooh, what flags are up? Ooh, hey, did they bail the campground yet? Hey, look, they got the porta potties in. Hey, dude, I've been happier than a kid on Christmas morning, which I've just been on a high. So it's been nuts, and I'm still not done packing. Like, it's insane. I have to do like 4 trips tomorrow with the truck and get the camper and go get beer and ice and snacks and then I got to hold everything down in the thunderstorm supposedly that's coming tomorrow night. A couple years ago, I was on a hammock. People know this story. I was on a hammock, and I was holding one end of the canopy with rope and one hand the other, and I was just crossing my arms going, please, God, let me survive this for a thunderstorm between like 11 at night and 1 in the morning. So it usually happens every Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning, but I'm fine with it. I'll be set up so that way when the craziness starts Wednesday morning, I'm already ready to go, and I don't have to move anything in there, so. Yeah,
you mentioned there who was the first puller, and without a doubt, each and every year, the fully loaded team and Mr. Jeffrey Odom is nothing but the first people at Bowling Green.
That's the number one right there.
Rolling in, that makes that well past Saturday night, early Friday that they roll in the Bowling Green.
They're smart. Like, you got to get in there so you're not trying to squeeze in, backing up some giant trailer. Like, they're smart. I saw the Sullivan trailer was already there the other day. I drove by, and a lot of the blue shirts have their special camping area behind between the pull office over there. So they're already camping. So campground opens tomorrow at noon at the 2 gates. You got to pay $35, I believe, $35 early entry, which I'm fine with. I mean, for the future, they could charge me double. I don't care. Like, I'm going to be there Tuesday setting up. The only thing I really hope for, if they're listening, please let people know if the CNL Sanitation, who handles all the porta potties and also the shower trailer, if that shower trailer is going to be open at 8 a.m. Wednesday or 10 a.m. or noon. I'd like to know what time the shower trailer opens because I will be staying the night, obviously Tuesday, and I have to get ready for everybody coming in to help all my friends set up around me. So I'd like to just know if somebody can shout out one of the blue shirts tonight, Dave or Keith or somebody, what time CNL is going to have the shower trailer open tomorrow. Wednesday morning. But other than that, it's going to be madness. It's going to be a zoo. So I'm super excited. And honestly, I'm so excited about Wisner too. One of these days, Jason's going to twist my arm. I'm going to go to Wisner. I'm going to experience that for a year. I do want to do that. That's on my bucket list of places to go. It's a fantastic event from everything I've seen online and watching streams. So I do want to get there one day. Just this year, and honestly, probably next year because it's the 60th, and I keep hearing rumors about a Super Sunday. I think for this year, next year, I'm going to go BG. But 2 years from now, I'm open to going to Wisner. I'd really love to go there.
So we've heard from the kid on Christmas here. What's the rest of the panel have to say, and what they all get done this week?
This is my shirt just for Stu.
Get trash.
It's great.
It's the local YouTuber around here. It's actually, it says get trash, smile more.
Nice.
Well, that's one thing about Bowling Green. That's going to happen. There is no doubt about that. There's going to be somebody trashed, or a lot of people trashed.
I posted a picture of 50 Jello shots. I've never made like really good Jello shots before, and I made some strawberry banana ones and some lemon ones. I took a picture, and I was like, "Hey, everybody, what do you think?" And I instantly got a picture from some dude that made my feel about this big, and he goes, "I've got 800 in my fridge. Look at this picture." And I went, I'm so inadequate as a 46-year-old man. Like, I'm literally inadequate at this point. Yeah. So that's my buddy Preston from Illinois. I want to give him a shout out. He's part of our group. It looks like his fridge is full. Should have at least, I think, 300 of those. His are delicious. So if any of my buddies from Holland that are coming over on the plane right now, we're going to have plenty for you guys. So stop by Parade Alley Lounge.
Yes, from Holland, Germany.
Yeah,
Bowling Green is a party that a tractor pull broke out at. There's no doubt about it.
Yes. Yep. It is.
That sums it up very well. Bert, where were you at this weekend?
I was just in Winston-Salem, but I was, I hadn't been on the show probably in about a month or so. And, I did a whirlwind tour, went up to Ohio, Michigan, did some live streams up there.
Bert on tour.
Whirlwind tour.
It was nice. It honestly was nice. I enjoyed it 100%. I learned a ton, got to meet a ton of great people. But Winston-Salem, I live in North Carolina. We're in eastern North Carolina or central North Carolina this weekend. It's always humid here. This weekend, the word swamp ass is not the word you need to use. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm a fat guy. So I'm going to sweat anyway, So, and my wife came by about like 4 o'clock that afternoon. It had already stormed all afternoon. She comes by, she goes, "Honey, you might need to change your shirt." And I said, "Well, why is that?" She goes, "My back had white stripes in the back of it." But everybody out there on Friday, it was just hot. But the crowd showed out. They had a pretty good crowd Friday night. But one thing I wanted to bring up, because Bowling Green Week, you got people bringing new stuff in, and we've heard all about Cody Singletary, Carolina Night Train. He's been running Grand National Mini Rods for a while. We knew he went over to Europe and got that mod. He brought it back here, and he made 2 test runs and went to 7. Just, it's like any other. If you've ever driven a pull-in vehicle, Logan, and I've driven them before. It just takes practice. I don't care how good you are, just trying to figure out the happy spots. But he made a couple of test passes, and let me tell you something. They weren't even, I don't think they had the sled quite. Didn't realize he had that much gas in the tank. In fact, let me pull that video up just for a second. Give me just a second to pull this up, because I accidentally closed it out, being my genius self. Me and my technology. Hang on, I'm going to throw it. It might be a little loud, too. 2-engine mod. I want to get some more specs on it. We got some good pictures of it this weekend, too. It's just an awesome piece.
Lights! Green flags! Welcome to the NTPA!
That's a bad bitch.
Had a little hop there in the beginning, drove right through it, and
that was spot on.
It wasn't even and I think they moved the box forward And if you know anything about sled sets, they moved the box forward, so it added a little bit more weight to take off with.
Right.
And they added a couple more bricks in it, and you saw what he did. I mean, it just. I'm very curious. I can't go to Bowling Green this year because I've got a show down here with the school board, so I'm not able to go this year. But I'm curious to see how he compares with that tractor with the guys here in the States. I'm very curious to see how that tractor holds up. As you know, he's got experience. He's got a ton of experience with that tractor.
Yeah.
I mean, with pulling, so I'm sure he's learning fast. So
can I say this as a shout out, being that's from Carolina, and we know the movie Maximum Overdrive was filming in Carolina? Can I ask if he puts a Green Goblin mask on the front with red eyes like the truck?
I think we ought to. That would be, instead of like the Kentuckian, you know, how it's got the grill. Let's just do that. How about that?
Yeah.
He actually doesn't live too far from where that movie was filmed. He's maybe 30 minutes from where that movie was filmed in Wilmington.
It's one of my favorite movies. No, that would be slick. And shout out to my mom, by the way. She lives down in North Carolina. She might be watching. So she loves Carolina down there.
Yeah.
So that thing was sweet.
I mean, not only that, I mean, we have the Carolina Night Train of Cody Singletary's and new mod there coming over, putting on a heck of a show already here in the States. We got the other one of his mini rods back. And we have one of the greats, good old Austin Boyd, stepping right back into the seat of a mini rod in the Power Mate Lambada tractor. And that's back over here in the States to once again give us United States boys a run for our money.
Well, it's something. It's something, and you hear that name Boyd a lot, and that's who builds Cody stuff. And you hear that name everywhere. Yeah, see, he's got it right there. There you go. So, you know, and that's one thing I'm always curious about. You see a lot of pullers, and Logan, you can answer this question, and this is just me being curious. You see a lot of pullers go to one brand, and they stay with one brand, you know, whether it be, Adam Kester, with Minor Brothers or whatever, because we got a couple of guys down here that run minor engines, and they love them. That's what they're used to working with. That's how they get. We got a couple of two-wheel drives, and IFP, which is I can't think of the tractor's name right now. Had that one that had a Minor Brothers engine, solid motor, runs great. It's finding the thing. Logan, why do you guys pick certain brands? Is it just?
A lot of it. Who's on the cutting edge? It takes two things to put together a good. We'll talk motor program for right now.
Yeah,
it takes two things to put together a good motor program. You got to be on the cutting edge of technology and have the newest stuff, the greatest stuff, and the best combination out there. But you also got to have the knowledge on how to put it all together and make it all work in harmony together. So that's the reason why we went with our stuff to Boyd's this last year. And this goes the same for Sassy or for Adam Kester and the Minor Brother family. But you got to have someone who knows their stuff after years and years, but you also got to have someone that's willing to try out the new technology.
Yep.
So,
and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It's just one of those things you got to take a risk with, But
very much so.
You guys make these decisions. Do you guys make it based on where it's like, I'm going to lean towards this guy or this company that's going to make my engine powertrain? Do you lean on more reliability for some, and then the other ones have more of higher performance and the better torque and horsepower range and the range that you want? What's your major decision? Is it more reliability or is it more power in the band where you think you're going to run with your gearing?
A lot of it is companies are getting to where they're so close together now because everyone has access to the same parts, where it may only be 50 or 100, 200 horses between motors. But the service and being able to call your engine builder up and say, hey, this is what we saw. What do you suggest?
Yeah.
Right.
So you got to have the combination. You got to have the parts, but you also got to have the service. So. That's a lot of it. But we'll jump back right into this here in a couple minutes. But let's go ahead and we're going to bring on Megan and Dave from Wisner, Nebraska to tell us a little bit about their event that they're putting on this weekend. Good evening there, Megan and Dave. How's it going?
Good. Can you hear us pretty good?
Oh, we got you loud and clear.
Good. Well, we're almost ready.
You almost ready?
Well, I'm kind of lying. We got a lot to we got a lot to do, but we'll be ready.
So Thunder by the River this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday there in Ravenna. Nope, not Ravenna,
Nope.
Wisner.
Yep.
I was thinking as that video was playing out, I was like, what's some fun facts? And then the only fun fact that I know out of the state of Nebraska is Ravenna is whatever spelled backwards, or no, it was where they pull it is Ravenna spelled backwards.
Yep.
But so Wisner, Nebraska, August 20th through the 22nd. 13 of the best outlaw classes on the face of this earth. Give us the run-bys. Tell us all about this event.
Well, it's going to start. Megan, why don't you start? It's going to start Wednesday night. Is the VFW fish fry?
Yeah, so we have the VFW always puts the fish fry on, which I put it on our Facebook page, and they've been doing this for several years now, and I love the pullers coming in. So any pullers that, even if you're going to Iowa State Fair or just pulling into our event on Wednesday, they're doing the fish fry at starting at 5. So that starts Wednesday night. And then
Thursday. Is it Thursday or Friday morning? The VFW is putting on a breakfast in the morning for anybody, $10. It's a pretty good breakfast. Last year they ran out. There's so many people went. It's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then Saturday morning, we're going to have a garden tractor pull again, and that's free admission. And there's more and more garden tractors showing up every year. So that's Saturday morning. And the Lions Club will be putting on a breakfast right underneath the Thunderdome at the same time. So,
wow.
Other than tractor pulling, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
No, I mean, very much so with that. And Wisner is one of the most sacred grounds for tractor pulling there in the whole state of Nebraska. How long have you guys been putting this event on for?
Well, it's been 21, and it's actually been 22, but COVID got in there one year, so we actually had to pull 21 times, 21 years.
Now, that is truly spectacular. I mean, not only is the grounds beautiful, but the pits take some of the best pictures there, being in and under all the tree cover. So truly phenomenal there. So what do we got left to do to get ready for pulling starting there on Thursday?
Well, we need to get the beer truck in here. The beer's not here yet. But
the party started.
We got to get the beer in here. We got to get some tents put up, and the porta potties are here. There's a lot of stuff here, but there's a lot of stuff not. Everybody's working. It'll come together. The track is ready.
Yeah.
We got a lot of equipment here already. There's actually some pullers sitting in the pits already.
Wow.
Hey.
Nice.
We got these made already. I don't know if you can see them.
Oh, nice.
That's beautiful.
We got the Thunderbolt trophy, so that's what everybody wants.
Now, how have those changed over the years? Have they always been a glass trophy like that, or?
No, in the early years they were not the Thunderbolt class trophies. They were
Just a regular Thunderbolt.
I think it was the couple of years they were just a Thunderbolt. And then I don't know how we changed it to what we have today, but I think 2 or 3 years they were not what you think of today. They were just straight Thunderbolt. So
that seems like something that everybody kind of wants to win. That's kind of like,
yes.
It's not all about the money. Everybody wants to have that there. Let me hold that, Dave. Hold that back up. I'm going to blow you up so everybody can. Let's see. Can you pull that down for me, Logan?
I can do that. Yep.
There you go.
There you go. Check that out.
That's cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. That is totally. Do y'all get a local company to make that for you, or is that something you have to order online?
Yeah, it is a local company that makes it for us.
Yep. Yeah, I think a guy out of West Point makes them, huh?
Yep.
Local
You'll have
company.
to go out to the cornfields to go find you some of the best trophies.
Yeah.
So for
Yeah,
those who don't,
I know over the years, a lot of people, when they win them, when you're interviewing them, you guys, I notice some of them it's hard for them to talk. It means so much to win that Thunderbolt trophy.
Mm-hmm.
And that means a lot to us.
so for those who don't really know, where is Wisner, Nebraska in the state of cornfields?
Cumming County, northeast Nebraska.
Okay.
I guess you're familiar with Norfolk, Omaha, or right on 275.
There you go.
Most people know where Omaha is. We're a strong hour north of Omaha.
Alrighty. So all you people there, Omaha and surrounding counties there in Iowa, Nebraska, South Dakota, wherever, swing on by for some of the best pulling in the country this weekend. What are the 13 classes you have there this year?
I don't know. I would have to look it up on my phone.
Okay.
I know we have light limited mods. We have the big mods. Light limited pro stock, limited pro stock tractors.
Light super stock egg, light super stock, diesel super stock.
Diesel super stock. Two-wheel drive. The two-wheel drive. How many did I rattle off?
I know. Semis.
We have the semis.
So the next thing I see here, though, however, is who made your poster here? Because I feel like we're picking on us spark plug guys.
No. My wife put that together, and she said she put all Nebraska people on the poster.
Well, there you go.
That's why that is like it is.
And there were spark plugs, 2 spark plugs last year.
And she said the spark plugs got on it last year. You take it for what it's worth.
Well,
I did notice one thing. My wife put the poster together, and the Mean Farmer is on the poster.
Well, that's awesome. Steve,
And
what do you think?
the Mean Farmer probably will be in Wisner. I'm putting the new motor together. I just got it out. I just got the machine shop from the block back from the machine shop this morning.
Yep.
So we're working on it. It should be ready to go.
That's always great to hear. I mean, it's so much work that goes into these beautiful vehicles of ours. So we completely understand there.
It's unbelievable.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's wild.
So
And the pro stock class, I don't know if and I know a lot of people heard about it, but there's a $5,000 bonus for the pro stock class to win.
There you go.
So the pro stocks will be pulling Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and whoever wins the Thunderbolt trophy will get a bonus $5,000.
That's awesome.
Nice.
And then the limited pro stock, the 4-1 class has been struggling for numbers, so we put a $2,500 bonus to win that. So they're going to pull Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and whoever wins the Thunderbolt's going to get $2,500.
Now take that to all the people that say, oh, well, we only get to pull 2 days at a 3-day event. There you go. You can go make 3 passes and not even have to move your hauler an inch.
Well,
a lot of people tell me a lot of stuff, but if my buddies are telling me the truth, there will be between 10 and 12 at least 4-1s in Wisner.
I was going to say, doesn't Bowling Green have a restriction on the amount of 4-1s that's going to be there? Is it like the top 25 or something?
Top
Yeah.
25, yes.
Yeah.
So that's probably going to help you guys out quite a bit, and maybe get some of those guys to go up that way. I was just looking through your website, thunderbytheriver.com, looking at some of the photos. If you get an opportunity, go to thunderbytheriver.com, and shows you what kind of action you're going to see. Because, I mean, there's some big names. I'm scrolling through these pictures. The Bad Bow Tie. I mean, there's some good names here at this show. There's no doubt y'all going to have some pulling action.
Yeah, in the past, Eston Lane's been here. I don't know if he's coming this year. I have no idea. But he's been here before. Years ago, I'm going to say 10, 12 years ago, Mastersons were up here with their tractors a couple times. So once in a while, you see people come up here that you don't expect.
So has it always been the weekend of Bowling Green, or has it
Yes.
floated around?
No, it's always been that weekend, and we are kicking the idea around about moving it off of Bowling Green. It's just hard to change the date, but it's been brought up to get off of Bowling Green weekend.
Well, but I think that's also a testament in itself, is you've been able to put this together for well over 20 years now in competition with the biggest NTPA hook on the schedule. So props to you guys on that.
Yeah, and looking at what's just on the website there, and I've never been there. I'm going to start traveling a little bit more next year, but I mean that looks like one heck of a show. In 3 days of pulling, you can't go wrong, and it's got beer too, Stu.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask, do you guys? I think you guys have like a campground along the river, right? You have camping?
Yes.
Yep, a full park. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
sweet.
And then we have live entertainment Friday and Saturday night. We got live bands, and then Thursday we're having a DJ.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yep.
Stu, are you going to change? Are you not going to go to Bowling Green now?
I honestly have so many people.
He's stuttering.
I have so many people coming to see me this year. I don't think I can get out of this year, but the future. Look, I mean, the future. Who knows? Next year, I might have a major medical incident, and I won't be able to get around. Somebody have to move me around in a van with a powered wheelchair. I don't mind coming to,
We
do
have
that stuff.
handicaps. They'll be able to bring you up here.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
You won't be
No,
able
I wanted to
tell
talk to
them
you
no.
guys too. So obviously I'm fat, as you can tell by the camera. So what do you guys have in the way of food vendors there, other than the breakfast you were talking about?
Yeah, so we have 9 vendor trucks that come in and they set up, and they're on the south end, the west end, and the east end. So there's a variety of everything. We don't duplicate anything, so it's all different.
Okay.
We have 3 bars.
I think they got barbecue. They got Pizza Hut.
Yep, we got
Mexican.
lemonade.
Nice.
There's ice cream.
Yep, 6
Hey!
sandwiches. Yeah.
I just got excited. I now we got to make sure it's hard, right? Because hard
There's
is
ribeye
ice cream,
steak
soft
sandwiches.
is not real, right?
What's that?
We talked about that from Door, Michigan. We figured out that soft serve ice cream is not technically real ice cream with air quotations. So we figured that one out. But no, that's great. That sounds amazing. No, you guys have to twist my arm from what you're telling me. It's gonna be dicey
it's
next
an
year. I
awesome
have to make my
atmosphere.
decision.
We're just definitely a destination pool down here.
Yeah.
We put some skyboxes in, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, and that was a good plus.
Nice.
Them
That's
are
really
pretty
cool.
nice.
That's cool.
Awesome view.
So who helps you out the most with this event?
His wife.
I heard the giggle there off camera.
Well, the women. The guys say they do it all, but there's a lot of women that do a lot of stuff.
I would say everybody kind of puts in their own effort here. It just depends on what the circumstance is. It depends, if it comes to paperwork and stuff, like that would be Teresa and I, but the poll is Dave and Doug. Maintenance wise down here the week of is the rest of them. Like, we all put in our own effort.
Now I see you have a whole slew of sponsors there at the bottom of your banner as well. I mean, tell me about some of these other companies that are helping you out.
Well, some of them have been here since day one.
Most of them has
them.
been here for 20 some years.
Yep.
And I mean, we couldn't do it without them sponsors. So, I mean, I could rattle off
And you can say 90%.
most of them to you.
Well, some of these are old.
You know, we got Channel Seed, Citizens Bank, Mike Schreiber. He's a major sponsor. He gives us quite a bit of money. Nebraska Harvest Store. We got Bennett Service, which is Spanky's Toy. He's a major sponsor. Myself, Novak Cattle Company. We got Meister Repairs, a major sponsor. Joe Bush Ag, he's a major sponsor. Midwest Bank. Ortwick. Tug Ortwick, he's major. Pinnacle Bank, they're a major sponsor. So a lot of the banks around here are very helpful. Nutrient Advisors, they do a lot of the manure management stuff for a lot of feed yards around here. They're a major sponsor. That's most of the big ones. And then we got tons of little guys, and they're all, even the little guys help.
Yep.
You know, 10/10s or 100, so. It just, I'm not the guy to go out and ask for money, but there's about 4 or 5 days a week I just have to go do it.
So hold on here. I just see some flashing news come across my Facebook feed here. And all it says from the Masterson Farms polling team, we will not be in Bowling Green.
Oh.
Ouch.
Is it time to start the rumor mill and see if they're going to Wisney?
Well,
Welcome to Wisconsin.
I will say a little bit I know about tractors. Their turbo might be a little bit bigger than what we're used to.
It's not coincidental that you just said you guys were going to have ice cream, and now they make this announcement. I'm just saying.
You heard it here first. The rumor got started right here tonight on Let's Go Pulling Podcast.
That's true. That is true. Well, hey, you never know. Logan's got a point. You never know.
No.
Well, that's phenomenal. So anything else you guys got that you'd like to talk about? I know you guys are busy.
The weather is supposed to be perfect in the 80s. I mean, the weather, you can't get much better. And the last couple of years, it's been so darn hot. I think we're going to hit a home run on the weather.
Nice.
Yes.
We did forget about Patriot Nation. They have been a big sponsor of ours for the last few years too. So
other than that, I don't know nothing. I mean, the grounds, the city did an excellent job on the park and got the grass mowed up.
Yep.
We got probably 6 inches of rain in the last 10 days, but we're fine. I mean, people are
I think that's everywhere here lately. Everywhere I've been has been. It's just the you get that 1 or 2 inches at a time, and it's just it's tough.
yeah. And I don't know if you guys know, but we are only a town of 1,200 people, and we can put this huge event on.
Nice.
So it's pretty special. Yeah.
Wow.
That is truly phenomenal.
Yeah.
How can we've talked about the website? Do y'all have a Facebook page?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what. Let's see if I can pull it up. I'm going to try to pull it up real quick. Because that's going to be your up-to-date, up-to-minute information. Everybody just make sure you go check out their Facebook page. I can pull it up. See if we can pull it up real quick. It's not going to do it.
I love the promo video at the beginning. I thought that promo video was awesome.
Oh, yes, it is.
Go back.
Absolutely.
My Facebook's not letting me in.
Uh-oh, you got hacked.
I got too many different accounts and stuff. I'm trying to manage.
Hello, my friend. My name is I want to add you. I have 2 friends. I have been online since yesterday, but please add me.
You're pretty good at that.
Bert, I've got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay. Good, because it's not letting me in on this page. There you go.
All right. Nice.
Yep.
I mean, first of all, look at that pretty red paint right there at the very top of the page.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Those green boys can't compete with that right there.
They got some there. It's fine.
Megan and Dave, are y'all red fans or are y'all green fans? Or y'all just
Well, I tell you, the mean farmers are John Deere, so.
I do like more green, but I don't know. Being a part of this, I'm kind of both. They're both pretty.
Well, the reason why I was saying that, we have a puller down here in North Carolina. He is a green fan, but he only pulls. He's got 2 international tractors. That's what he pulls with. But he runs all green equipment every day on his farm. And I said, "How did you do that?" He just says, "I can get more power out of that, I think." But,
Yeah, no, I know some pullers that do all John Deere at their farm, but they pull red down here. So.
Well, there's a couple pullers I know got either John Deere or International. There's a couple cross dressers out here.
That is something I never thought I would hear on this show is cross dressers and tractor pulling. That is a first.
Oh.
I know there's a light super stock that has an International motor in it. I know there's
a lot of that.
Well, there was an orange one that just won a big poll too that had one in it. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Well, that's awesome. Well, Megan and Dave, we'll let you get back to doing what you do best, and we'll keep trying to make this look professional. So.
Yep.
We'll be ready. We're on track. And actually, it's going pretty smooth for some reason.
It gets easier and easier every year.
Hey, is Mikey doing your announcement? Is Mikey from Outlaw doing your announcement? Do me a favor. Tell him I said hi and tell him to grow back the mustache. I think Trooper Mikey is a much better fit for him with the mustache.
Yep.
Will do.
Okay.
Remember, his new name is Hot Dog, so be careful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you, guys. Have a great evening.
Thanks.
That was Megan and Dave there from Wisner, Nebraska.
That looks like, I mean, they don't have to twist my arm to go there. They have a lot of good going on. I do want to go. I honestly wish, for their sake, to even grow bigger, that they do seriously consider changing the date so it's not the same as Bowling Green every year. So that they can grow.
And I was looking at their website and some other stuff. It looks like they got a ton of vehicles out there.
Oh, yeah.
And I know pullers that, they've been to Bowling Green a couple of times, and they're like, okay, I've had enough of Bowling Green. Let me go try somewhere else. Let's go somewhere else that weekend. I mean, everybody loves, don't get me wrong. The first time I went to Bowling Green, I was 16 years old. It's the first place I ever got flashed. I loved it. And I've been multiple times since.
Wait a minute, it wasn't me, was it? It wasn't me, right?
No,
okay.
We're the same. How old are you, Stu?
I'm 46.
I'm 45. I'm going to be 46 at the end of the year. So, I love Bowling Green, but one thing I have enjoyed all summer long is going to all these different places.
Yeah.
And seeing just the different venues. And Brandenburg, Kentucky, that is one of the coolest venues I've ever been to. It's almost like a bowl. And it's a cool setup. The way everybody comes in underneath the tunnel, it's just an awesome venue. That's a cool place. I'd love to go back there next summer and try out some different places. I mean, that's the biggest thing with pulling. Every area you go is something different. It's not just the same old thing.
I agree. I want to try different places. I thought Door, Michigan was one of the coolest places I've been to in a pull because Jason said, hey, when you come over the hill, you think you're just in the middle of cornfields and you'll just boom, it's right on your left. And it literally was like the movie Field of Dreams. He, Jim up there, built it out of nothing. And it is the Field of Dreams when it comes to pulling. It's really cool. I agree with you, man. I want to see the difference too. I was saying that I think for them to grow as a event, to get bigger, I think it would be advantageous for them to at least look at that every maybe other year, trying a different date, just because it sounds like a tremendous event with a lot of stuff to do. And it would just be, I mean, honestly, this year I'm locked in, and next year it's the 60th. And I just don't know if I'm going to.
You got to be there for the 60th.
Yeah. For Super Sunday, if they do have it, and my comment was, if something happens to me on an electric wheelchair, my comment was, I won't be able to build my side of BG, so I could go to Wisner. That was my comment. It's hey, if I don't physically have the ability to put my site together, then I'll jump in one of those handicap vans and somebody can drive me to, Nebraska, and I'll go there. That would be fun. It's just eventually at a certain point, time catches up with you, and I'm burning the candle at both ends, guys. It's not going to last a long time.
Hey,
I'm
man,
just saying, it's not going to. If I was doing this at 26, I'd say I got 25 more years in me. But at 46, ooh, man, when you go to bed at 8 p.m. and you get up 10 times in the middle of the night to pee, and
Logan knows nothing about this. I mean,
yeah, Logan knows. Logan's in the prime of his life. Logan, everything on your body still works. Everything in your brain still connects to everything in your body. You feel all your toes and your fingers. You're lucky, man. You're living the life right now. Yeah, I'm just saying. This is the Dr. Phil portion of the show, but yeah.
Chris,
I got 12 years on you, Stu. Come on, man.
Oh boy, I feel quite singled out here. Let's keep moving. I don't like this. Let's keep
No,
rolling.
we're not
Chris,
singling you out. I'm
Chris,
just
start
telling
your
you, like,
segment. Let's go.
enjoy
Let's
your
start
youth.
What's the next segment? What do we got? What's next on the
We
dock?
got Killing Time with Chris Kilbarger here to tell us a little bit about the National Truck and Tractor Pulling Championships.
Yes, we are.
So what do you got for us this week, Chris?
I'm just gonna tell you some background. I didn't realize how long this. They were talking about how many years did they say? 20 some years on Wisner.
22 years on Wisner, 21 actual events.
Yeah, we're at 59 on BG.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been a while, and that was. I mean, they didn't have the first actual national poll until 1967.
Yeah.
And they'd already been pulling since 1962.
Yeah.
So that's the later one I went to. That is actually this one here was from 1982, which my brother and I actually attended. That was from a poll magazine, from the yearbook. And it's the funniest thing, I think, is the little card that's in the right-hand corner. You got to cut that bad boy out and send it in to get tickets.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what I
Think
was.
about that. So I remember my brother and I drove up for that one right there. I was in 7th grade, and my brother that was in high school. We went up for the first time, and like you said, Bert, it was an education.
Okay.
It was immediate, and it was a hell of a lot of fun. Oh my gosh! I mean, I saw
on YouTube. You can see some of the videos, and I'm assuming it's home quarter videos. It's not like the old TNT or whatever. But like, guys are literally spraying. If a girl walks by just to get out of the stands to go use the restroom or get a soda or whatever, she's wearing a white t-shirt. Guys would have, back in the days, these videos are surround them and just use little water guns to get the shirt wet as they walk by. So you couldn't do that today. That's not kosher today. Let's just say
it is a lot more family friendly now than what it even was like in the early 2000s.
But that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. I think that allows a lot of. I mean, you still have what we call the wild side, and then you got the normal side. It just doesn't get as wild as it used to, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the Wild West back then. I mean, it really was.
I've got stories I can't talk about on here about it.
Wait a minute. This is supposed to be an unfiltered podcast. What the hell? Why can't
you want them? You got them. I mean, I can sling them. You go ahead, Chris. We're going to
get I remember the first thing that I noticed is we walked up. We were on the camper side, and we actually slept in my brother's truck. Okay. But when we got in there, the first thing I noticed off to the right-hand side, about where Stu, I've seen the pictures of where you sat.
Yeah.
They had a chest freezer that said Old Milwaukee Polling Team on it.
Nice.
And it was full of beer.
Nice.
Right on the track.
Not just a cooler, a chest freezer.
Chest freezer.
I believe it.
The coolers used to be what made that event. You'd walk around and there'd be all kinds. There were mini rods. 2001 there was a mini rod. That was back when people were struggling to get Firestone and getting tired. He had a engine built in the front of that chassis that was a chest cooler. It was full of beer, and pullers were trying to buy the tires off of them.
Yep.
I mean, that's just
That
how it
sounds
is.
about like a mini rod guy.
Yeah.
That's the creativity,
Yeah.
you know, of all the people that are there. The crazy thing for me, there's the first thing. They built the first pulling sled for them, Merle Grimm. If you go down into the underneath the stands, go to the Retired Pullers Museum.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see Merle's. I've seen his turbine tractor down there, but he's the one that built Heartbreaker 1, the first pulling sled, in '67.
Wow.
Before that, they were all step-on sleds.
Yep. That's what I was going to bring that.
You
That's
know?
crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
They built Heartbreaker 2 in '74 because they couldn't hold the tractors back. Okay.
Hey, let's put this in perspective. So, and people that don't know what a step-on sled is, basically you had a line of people that would step on the sled as they went down the track.
Exactly.
So you think about it. Let's take Cody's tractor, for example. How would that go?
Can you
How would
imagine
that go?
If you could bypass a couple people, you went further. You know.
I think OSHA is rolling their eyes right now.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
You know.
That'd be a great Olympic game. I think we should bring that back. We'll
what
just
do you
send
do-
Cody down the track and see if the guys from Norway can beat the guys from Germany on jumping on the sled.
Oh man, trying to get the Norwegians and the Germans to fight again. Oh, here we go.
Oh man.
Das is not good.
Back in that day, up until '74, they only had a 5, 7, 9, and 12,000 pound classes.
Wow.
There was no delineation by what it was.
Really?
Okay,
Huh.
they were all tractors.
Yeah.
But in '75, they brought the 12,000 open class. That was the first time. In '77, they changed it from stock to super stock. You think about that. Also, at the end of that year, they brought the mini rod class. And there was 2 classes, a 1,550 pound and the 1,850.
Huh.
2 weight classes for mini rods. And also, the next year, they brought the four-wheel drive trucks.
Who was the first mini rod ever built?
Oh, my goodness. That's a
That's a Dan Mayer question, if you ask me.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
We might should have we probably should have brought Dan on tonight for some of this stuff because he would probably he's a walking encyclopedia with this stuff sometimes.
True.
Yeah, I wonder what Dan's doing right now. It's Monday night before BG, and nobody else is, hanging around with him. I wonder what he's doing right now.
Let me see if I can get a message out of him.
Okay.
Hold on. I'll send him a message.
Yeah,
Just
see
think
if
of it.
the bottom
he's
of,
at
the,
Beckett's Burgers
he's
downtown.
producing the Pulling Museum down there. I know he is.
Okay.
Getting ready.
I mean, I was just curious if anybody knew who the first mini rod was. That's all. I was just curious.
Oh, I'm not sure, to be honest.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure we can look that up.
If the first guy that was in a mini rod was a midget, do I get a free T-shirt?
No.
No.
No, I have a feeling it was probably a 250-pound guy that wanted to try to fit in something smaller than what he should have.
Hey, you know what? I see that at Walmart every day. That's why I go to Walmart. I think I'm a 2. I walk out, I'm a 7. Makes me feel better.
God.
Anyway, go ahead.
Okay,
Chris.
I'm almost done. 4 days. 1980 was the first pre-stock tractor.
Oh, okay.
And 1984 was the first two-wheel drive truck. So the year I went, when that first came out, that first ad for that was, two-wheel drives were a thing for the first time.
Nice.
If you want to know, Stu, just be careful of this. There are 225 blue shirts out there right now. They only allow 225 in now.
Yeah.
There's 9 directors. So
is it really 9?
there's 9.
Okay. Well, Jim signed our camper a couple years ago. I don't know if he's the director of the board or what, but Jim Alt's a really nice guy. He came out the one time.
But yeah, I mean, I know there's a lot of them that are really, really nice. So,
well, as long as more than half of that 9 like me, I'm okay. If we have a 5-4 decision and we like Stu, we're okay. If it's 5-4 the other way, I'm in trouble.
I was still thinking you still had 8 more to get upset before you're gone.
Wait a minute, gone? Do you know something about my health that I don't? Should I worry? Where am I going?
And there are now 2,100 campsites.
Yeah.
And they're expecting to host 67,000 fans.
Yep.
For the weekend.
But see, I don't trust that number. So here's my problem. Somebody needs to explain this. I don't mean to interrupt, Chris. This pisses me off. People tell me we expect 60,000 fans. Now, wait a minute. Are you counting every session? Because some of the same people go to each session. So the way that I count it is if there's 10,000 on Thursday and then there's 20,000 on Friday day and 30,000 on Friday night, I add each one of those sessions up. I don't count the same people twice. I add it all up. There's 10,000 on Thursday, 20,000 Friday day, 30,000 Friday night, then another 20,000 Saturday day, and then 30,000 Saturday night. I add each one of those sessions up to get the total number. That's why I want somebody to explain to me how that works.
Outweighed completely by the people that don't even go to the pool that just sit there in the campground.
But that's
what I was going to say. I bet you there's a bunch of people that never even step foot into that tractor pull.
Yes, and let's all agree.
A party and a tractor pull broke out there.
And let's agree that is as much as we want them to go to the event up front. It's still economically, they're still buying their campsites, still buying their wristbands, they're still buying food, they're still buying tickets. Like
they're helping the local economy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, yes, we want everybody to go to the poll that's there, but I mean, money talks and bullshit walks. I'm sorry. So I ran into this lady tonight, this very nice lady at Home Depot. She goes, they're awfully loud. And I said, what I wanted to say was, lady, also your 30 cats are loud, but I don't come over there and start strangling them even though I want to. Sorry, PETA. But look, here's the thing, is that, yes, they're loud. Okay, well, there's $80 to $100 million that comes into town because of that. So you can't complain that you don't have city services and this and that during the year if you just want to, that's my thing. Like, I don't want to be old man here. I know it's Chris's segment, but when they say the numbers, I just don't think those numbers are accurate because you're counting the same people twice. Like I said, I count it as if 10,000 people come Thursday and then 20,000 Friday during the day and then 30,000, that's what, 20, 30, that's 60,000 in the first 2 days. And then you've got another 20 on Saturday and 30 on Saturday night. That's another 50. So I think the real number is over 100, but that's just me. That's just my math is kindergarten math. So anyway, I'm gonna have some more power.
Way to ruin it, Stu. Way to go.
I'm not ruining anything. I'm just saying, like, these numbers drive me nuts. I had an argument with people at work. They're like, "There's no way they fit 20,000 people in there." I said, "You're out of your effing minds. Do you look at the pictures and the videos of everybody that's on the ground in seats, the people that sit underneath the stands that watch, and the people that are just standing room only on both sides?" There's at least, if that place is packed on Friday, Saturday night, I don't care. It's 30,000 minimum in my opinion.
That's one thing is dealing with, when I work with a lot of promoters down here and trying to get a good estimate, even though you do tickets and you try to keep up with it the best you can, but when you let kids come in at a certain rate and all this other stuff, you figure that number out. Sometimes it can be a challenge. We've got a couple of pulls down here that can just about nail exactly how many people have come in the gate. And then we have some that, they really don't care about the numbers long as they get the money side of it and they're able to pay the bills.
Exactly. That's where I'm coming from, is just the money side of it. Like, yes, we want everybody that's in the campground that has bought a camp package and bought extra wristbands. We do want them to go to the poll, obviously, because then they're going to get addicted and go to other polls. That's how we grow the sport. It's the name of the show, right? Let's grow polling. It's not let's keep pulling in the 19 whatevers because we don't want to grow. No, like, sit at home and watch Antiques Roadshow again with your cats. That's not what this is about. This is growing pulling, not shrinking it. And just what's the old line? The only thing constant is change. Well, right. Change is right now with pulling, everything's on the up and up, right? Exactly. So, like, that's my thing. It's just I want the numbers to be more accurate so that people, whether it's the blue shirts, whether it's people at Wisner, whatever it is, they can go to their local municipalities and say, look, this is how much economic income, because we have hard numbers of what we're bringing into the economy in the area. And then they can build better relationships with those municipalities and those state agencies and city agencies, whatever. And they can continue to grow their events, which will in turn grow the sport nationwide. I wish we could get somebody to really work on these hard numbers, hire an outside firm. I know BG has in the past. I don't know the last year, but
Chris, I got a question for you. You were talking about how many people that they estimate that come in there. Do they have a number of financially of what it benefits Bowling Green in that community? Has anybody come up with a number, a rough estimate of what it benefits that community for?
I'm sure it's on their website. That's on there, but I didn't look it up specifically. Something that surprised me. Okay, I have a stack of polar magazines here from that are probably 4 decades worth.
Right.
And in all of these, I do not find. Well, I found those 2 ads for Bowling Green. 2.
Well, now
I realize that's because the blue shirts do their own.
That was another question I was going to bring up to you, Chris, and see if, because I had heard this and I wanted to confirm this, and maybe you know this or not, but there was a certain time that they weren't affiliated with anybody. They weren't affiliated with NTPA. They weren't affiliated with PPL or any other pooling organization. They were just on their own, right?
Yeah, I know there was United States Hot Rod was part of them for a while. They were ATPA for a minute. They knew they were the big dog, and whoever ponied up the money to get there and promote for them, they would hire. Yeah. So that's why it's not the longest continuously running, NTPA poll, because they went off the rails a little bit. I know I've heard some Rich Schaefer was talking that when they were in charge of it for a few years. So
right.
I do have an answer though, Bert, for your first question. If you watch this show, it was either 3 or 4 years ago. I remember watching it here in my living room. Dave Schultz was on and said that they had hired an outside firm and they did a conservative study. So there was a conservative number, and it was 30-something million had come into the greater Bowling Green, Wood County, Tri-County area of an economic impact. But that was 3-4 years ago, and he said that was the conservative number. They could have done a moderate and an aggressive, like a more accurate, and it was supposed that anywhere between, like I said, 60 and 80 million was the more realistic, anticipated number. So I don't know if it's 80. I don't know if it's 30, 40, 50, but it's at least
obviously it's a large. It's a very big amount.
Yeah.
And we got to look at that on our smaller pools too, like our state and our smaller regional pools and stuff. Yeah. What does that pool bring to it? I mean, you look at like Brandenburg, or like I live in Pine Tops, North Carolina. They ran for I think 47 years or 48 years, and I would talk to, because we knew everybody in town. So you go talk to the guy that owned the Piggly Wiggly, or the guy that owned the Abrams, which is nothing but a breakfast and barbecue place. And he talked like Pine Tops weekend was their biggest weekend. I mean, because everybody was in town, not only the pullers, but there's not a hotel here. Closest hotel is 15 miles. So people would get here in the mornings and they just hang out all day,
Spending money.
And you think about on your local economies, just on your smaller ends.
Exactly. We have an event down here in Central Ohio called the Circleville Pumpkin Show.
Right.
Actually, pretty large event for the area. There are places that go there that when they come in, and it increases the size of their town like 4 times.
Wow.
And there's places that will have a pop-up selling pumpkin pie or pumpkin goods that they only have to work 3 days a year.
Wow.
Okay? 3 days a year.
Logan, we're in the wrong business.
Yeah. I know. So yeah, it pumps serious money. You have an event that just, this is amazing stuff. But we've seen, some of the little outlaw hooks and stuff. The towns are like 500 people in them, and they'll have 10,000 people there.
That was Pine Tops. In fact, their track is in the middle, in between two ball fields.
Yep.
And you got bleachers on both sides, and that place would fill up with 5,000-6,000 people a night. At the time, there was only 1,100 people in this town. So and the thing about it is, if you ever came here and saw how it was, there was like 8 or 9 entrances to get into that pool because you're literally in the middle of a town. There's you're not out in the field anywhere. I mean, you have neighbors that they would send on vacations that the town or the fire department would pay for just to get them out of town because their house was at the end of the track.
Yep.
Literally. So
the first track I ever went to, the house was literally right at the end of the track.
Yep.
And they had to shut down the road every time they told somebody.
Oh wow.
So
yeah,
I think too, looking at this, and I was trying to find some more information on it too to see if I could pull out any other sneak peeks. But Behind the Hook series.
Yes, that's a great series.
Yeah.
My God. There's a lot of information there.
I mean,
I
from
tell
the
you
two
what,
that I see so far this year for season 5 of Behind the Hook is the Dubrow family and the Bowers.
Yep.
That would be interesting. Both of those.
One of the things at Bowling Green that I highly recommend, obviously as a historian, the Rusty Tailgate event that's under the grandstand. It's Saturday nights or Saturday afternoon, I guess.
Yeah.
I highly recommend that because you don't know who you'll see.
Yeah.
At the 50th anniversary, I realized it was a bigger event and more people came, but I was sitting there talking to John Heilman and the Boehner brothers and just sitting there shooting the breeze with them and them telling stories about how they did it back in the day. Mike Rittinger was the keynote speaker that day. He won one of the classes at the first Bowling Green poll. That's Wheeler's son. So it's crazy, it's the crazy thing when I went is talking to Ralph Banner was still alive. And I went up and talked to him about something that happened at Fort Recovery back in the day, several years before that. And he remembered me and remembered that event.
That's cool.
And I was just blown away. I was like, this,
if you can go to Bowling Green and just go into the museum part,
yes,
and just look at where the technology has changed. They had one of the turbines in there a couple years. I'm a turbine guy, Turbine Bert.
That's what Grimm's tractor was in there. The one it's actually hooked through a gearbox.
Yep,
it was crazy.
and just looking at where the technology has come, where we're at now. Yeah, I love where the sport is, but I also kind of miss the old days where you had the V12 Allisons, you had the tank motors, you had all kinds of different turbines. You had a mix in there a little bit more, especially in the mod class. But I also understand it on the safety issue. I mean, I used to drive one with a 64 on it and turning 17,000 RPMs. If something lets go, it can be bad.
Yeah. Well, don't you have to get your T-shirts in the same area, Chris? When you go to get your T-shirts, that's in the same area, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
If you get them, I'm not sure I got my hat. So.
Nice.
I didn't get a 50th anniversary one, but I got this one.
Nice.
So,
nice.
I was at the 50th, so.
They got all kinds of cool different. I've got a backpack. I went there and helped with Full Pull Announce down there one year, and I got the Full Pull backpack, and so everybody, or not the Full Pull, the Bowling Green backpack, and get a shirt. I mean, this. I still have the beer mugs. I bought some beer mugs back from 2000 or 98 or something.
Okay.
There's always stuff you can bring back. There's all kinds of different stuff you can have. That you can get there. I mean, and just to see the amount of vehicles and the type of vehicles, and that track is like no other that I've ever seen in my life. I don't remember it as much in the 2000s, early 2000s, but when I went a couple years ago, dude, I'm telling you, you better have a good gear, and you better have a lot of horsepower. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh yeah, Bowling Green's a power track. Has always been a power track. It just is amazing. It's amazing with how many hooks they put through it.
You know, it's also very amazing, and I'm very proud to say we have stumped Dan Mayer.
Did we?
What?
Brownie points.
He goes, I do not.
Oh,
wow.
Dan is going to be on a mission right now. Dan is going to be on a mission. Next week, we'll have the answer, I guarantee you.
Well, I'm going to bother him if I see him tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm going to go up front and I'll be like, Dan, hey, you know who that first mini rod puller was? And steam's going to come out of his ears and he's going to get red. And like, all right, well, I didn't, stump the Schwab. Remember that show on ESPN?
I say 2 weeks from now, we'll have that answer.
Oh, we'll have
we
an
will.
answer, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris,
It's
can
not
you
a
educate me on that?
him. It's a, we'll get back to you.
Can you educate me on something, you guys? Because you guys will know this and I don't, because I'm going to show my ignorance here real quick. When did they change the tire specifically on the mods? What year? Because I watched the older videos from the 90s and the early 2000s, and those tires are really knobby, and now they look super smooth. Why did they change them?
They changed them every year, but
all right, so I drove a mod in the early 2000s.
Okay.
And they look knobby, but really a lot of them were Firestones.
Yeah.
They were double cut, and they had a lot more chunk on the side. But the actual height, like the one I used to drive, wasn't much more than 1/8 of an inch. They weren't tall at all. It just with the knobs on the side, because they were actually an ag tire. They cut it. They built another cleat in the middle of it. Is all they did.
The video's out there somewhere, and I'll have to do some digging and some research. But I forget. It was when, I had the name. Doggone it. Joe Stocks.
Okay.
They went from the old tires, and then I believe they switched to the Firestones there.
Yeah.
And talk about two complete differences.
Well, our findings were they were sponsored by Firestone back in the day.
Right.
So,
Okay.
in fact, here's your ad for you.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I mean, you could not pile enough weight on the front of that tractor. Was how hard those tires are.
Well, and here's the thing. Well, turbine wise, that engine weighs less than a blower motor, so it's a lot lighter on the front. I mean, the tractor I used to drive, the engine with the fuel and the oil wasn't but like 700 pounds, and you saw how big it was. I mean, that's
nothing compared to a 950-pound Hemi.
Yeah. So we just don't have as many mechanics that can work on ours. That's the only difference.
I know a good guy out in Nebraska, and that's the only guy I know. So,
the Burgers are working on theirs.
They've got some stuff. We used to have Don Dean, and I call him I know he's not going to like this, but I call him the mad scientist, and that's because probably half the turbine rules in the rule book were because of him. Something he tried or something he did. So. But he was always able to figure stuff out. That's one thing about him. If the world goes to hell in a handbasket, I want to live next to Don Dean because we won't make it through.
In the effect of a zombie apocalypse, that's where I'm headed.
How come there's not more? Hey, Bird, how come there's not more in the mods and unlimiteds? Like, how come there's not more of them?
Well, there's a little bit of a I'm not going to say a power restriction. It's not as much as what it was. But like it really kind of went downhill in the mid 2000s. They restricted us on water injection. Like they completely took it away. Like if you were over a certain horsepower, you couldn't have it. And we used to spray either windshield washer fluid or an alcohol water mix in the engine.
Okay.
For a couple of reasons. But they took that away from us for a while. And that's where Don came up with I think Larry Richwine's the one that had to put the rule in there. But Don couldn't have water injection. So Don goes and gets a bunch of the chamois like you dry your car off with. soaks them in water, lays them over the intake with nothing but another filter, and it sucks all the water in when he runs. So it's fine. Works great.
Okay.
So,
Don's amazing.
yeah, he is.
You don't even see him; he's very unassuming until he comes and kicks your butt on the track.
Yeah, don't mess around with that guy.
That's phenomenal.
Well, what about the rule changes then, Bert? You said they changed the rules. So what did they change them back?
I haven't gone back. Like, I know they've lightened up, and you've seen the bargies come back in the NTPA run into unlimited.
Well, you look at bargies this past weekend.
They
have Hillsboro.
Yep.
They figured something out.
Their track is Hillsboro. That's just their combination.
Well, and they put a whole new chassis underneath that tractor too. So
well, even the other one, the jury is still on point. I mean, the second one's still running strong. I think it's the engine program, and
they've won 2 of the past 3 years there now.
Yep.
And you look at on the high stakes stuff. You look where they were placing, because nobody, like, you remember the first one. Everybody's I started picking the barges and like. No. And then I get a text at like 11 o'clock at night, and they're like, dude, I think you just won it. And then it was like the last hook.
Yeah.
Beat them or something. So the barges have worked overtime to figure this out. And it's no doubt they have definitely come a long way the last couple of years.
A lot of it, too, is I think guys compare it to the European circuit. And I mean, I've talked to the turbine guys, and it is true that some of the Russian and the European turbines are just superior to the American.
Oh, they're huge.
So I think that's a lot of why we see that more prevalently overseas versus here, both on reliability and power wise. But yeah, 100%. I mean, the class is still very much alive.
Okay.
I mean, the rule that Don Dean didn't help write. The Arfonz's wrote. So, because Tim was an inspector forever.
Yeah.
So, he wrote things to curtail things that other people were doing with his stuff. So,
well, yeah, I guess.
I'm just thinking bigger picture right now, guys. I'm not necessarily thinking like the technical of, what size turbine. It has to be a helicopter turbine versus an F-35, turbine.
Right.
But my point is like, don't you think it would be good for the sport to show some, like in the modified and unlimited classes of, hey, now it's a competition. You're going to see a lot. It's going to be turbines versus Hemis. There's as many turbines as there are Hemis, and the kids are going to be like, I'm a Hemi guy or I'm a turbine jet guy. Like, I just think that would draw attention.
It would, but one of the other weak links on a turbine compared to a blower motor is the drive line. Yeah. So you guys with the blower motors, you're working on the Hemis all the time. You're working on the motors all the time. Your drive lines, for the most part, are pretty solid. But on the turbine, because like on the turbine I used to drive, there was no clutch. You held the back half of that engine still with the turbine brake.
Yeah, you have a little brake.
So if the harmonic, say you get on a ruddy track or something happens, boy, you can shred a ring gear and pinion or a planetary before you can even blink your eye, because. And the worst part about that is if, say, that ring gear breaks, it locks up the rear end. It'll take that input shaft, and it will snap it like a twig. And you just got a big pile of junk.
And I mean, that's no little input shaft. That's a 2 1/4 inch shaft.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's but it'll ring it off like it's a twig. I mean, the Soizen, I don't know if I can find this, and we may find this for another episode. Pull up the Soizen video where he had one come apart, and right after that is when we had to put I think it was 38 layers of Kevlar over the hot box, because when that wheel came out, it like went through the side shields, it went through everything, it just kind of took off.
Okay,
so that's why turbines are, especially 64s, are kind of looked down upon. Because of some situations and issues in that place with those. But
well, Chris, thanks for all the insight and the facts on Bowling Green now. Stu, It's Bowling Green week. What do you have to say about this event?
I love how you're like, yeah, Chris has got facts about Bowling Green. Stu's got, we don't know what he's got.
Well, we don't, Stu. We never know what you're going to come up with. We're just kind of, you're our on-the-fly reporter is what you are. You're our
if you can combine Peter Griffin and a few other cartoon characters in my head, that's what I go through every day.
Actually, I see Peter Griffin and a little bit of Garfield.
Oh, Garfield! Oh, I do love lasagna, and I make a good lasagna. And by the way, if you go to the store, people, don't give me shit about this. I make a lasagna from scratch. If you buy oven-ready noodles, that's from scratch. You don't have to fucking go out and make wheat and make your own goddamn flour and make noodles from scratch. You go to the store and they say ready-to-bake noodles, that's from scratch. But anyway.
I got a noodle making machine in my basement right now.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with making noodles from scratch. I'm just saying, if I go buy ready-baked noodles and then make, the ricotta cheese. So my secret to lasagna is, we're getting off track. My secret to lasagna is, instead of using ricotta cheese, I take 2 or 3 eggs, put them in a bowl. Then I take a whole container of Parmesan cheese and then a whole container of cottage cheese. Then I put garlic and herb seasoning on it and I whip it together. I use that as my layers. And my lasagna is kick-ass. You can tell by looking at me. It is really good. So
you had me at cottage cheese. I'm goddamn.
Yeah, because that's a trick my mom taught me. She goes, don't use the cottage cheese.
Let me ask you, all right, Stu, in Bowling Green, next year, if somebody had a lasagna food truck, would you eat there all weekend?
Yeah, that's not, I mean, no, wait a minute. Are you saying I can only eat there and I can't eat the other food vendors, or I can only eat lasagna?
I'm just saying, would you eat there, let's say, more than once?
It'd be once every day. Look, and when I go to Bowling Green, there's food places that are a must go for me. Number 1 is Fire in the Hole Pizza. Okay, that's number 1.
Let's start there. Hold on, Stu. Slow down, Stu.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, there's the picture.
We talk about this one at a time here. Talk about your favorite pizza place.
So that is the barbecue mac and cheese brisket pizza, I believe, and it is. You shit your pants an hour later, but it is delicious. It is so good. Well, you shit your pants because of beer and other things, but that is delicious pizza. That's really, really good. And then where's the next one? The dessert pizza. Where's the blueberry? Oh, my God. When you come back from the session between midnight and 2 a.m. and you're buzzing because you had a bunch of Jello shots and beer by the track, and you're like, I want something. You get the blueberry, or they have a cherry one, and I think they have a strawberry one too. And that's pie strudel filling on top. And it's so good. Oh, my God. It melts in your mouth. It's amazing. Somebody give me a tissue. I'm excited. That stuff is unbelievable. That stuff is absolutely unbelievable. So, look, I go Fire in the Hole Pizza. And then when I go inside, I go to the burrito lady all the way at the end of the Northside Grandstands, which would be the West End.
Yep, I had one of those the other year. Yep.
Oh, my God, dude. She makes the full pull burrito, and you got to use a fork. Oh, it's delicious. I highly recommend anybody going to her. And they're cheap. They're only like $7-8, and they're massive. They're the size of my forearm. They're awesome.
Hey, since you know all the food vendors, I didn't see this when I went a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So, do they still have the guy that fries the bologna that's like this thick, and you can get it with the cheese and the onions and all that mess?
I think he's on the south side, but I think yes, I think he's still there. Yeah, he's on the south side on the food vendors. Yeah,
that used to be one of my favorites because they were like $3 or $4 a piece. Mm-hmm. Every time I walked by that, obviously I'm a big guy.
Yeah.
Every time I walked by that trailer, I was getting one. I mean,
and and more local stuff too. Like the VFW does their chicken dinner. I think it's only like $10 or $12. You get like a half a chicken. It's awesome. They give you a bunch of sides and. It is absolutely delicious. But so anyway, along the food vendors, more, so then you got the Stromboli lady back there. There's this big Stromboli thing, and they're huge. They're like this big around. They're like this long. They're unbelievable. And then you have Frank's Fries, and then you have, I can't remember the name of the little red trailer that she has, the Ohio shredded chicken sandwiches. Me and Chris talk about this in drool. The shredded chicken sandwiches she sells for like $3 a piece, no limit. You can order 10. She doesn't care. The line is right across from, I think it's Bad Gear, and she's amazing. It's unbelievable. And then there's another place that came in from Philadelphia. They had a big bucket of fries. By the way, bucket of fries, this much vinegar and salt. Bucket of fries, this much vinegar and salt. I drowned it.
I got to ask you a question. I'm from the South, okay? I'd never seen that until I went like in the early 2000s. What is the deal up there with putting vinegar and salt on your French fries? We put Texas Pete or ketchup or something like that. What's the deal with the vinegar?
Okay, I think it's a Cedar Point thing. If you've ever been to Cedar Point in Sandusky, you know the amusement park. There's a place that's still open. They just renovated it this year. It's called Frank's Fries, and they're giant steak fries. They're square, they're about this long. And when you used to go up to Frappy Fryer, you just douse them with vinegar, and they have them in chili and cheese. And it's a Northern Ohio thing. I don't know what else to describe it. So anytime I go somewhere like a fair, tractor pull, and I get a big bucket of fries, I always douse it in vinegar and salt. I always do. And if there's Coney Island sauce and nacho cheese, I put that on it too. And then I just get all over my fingers. And
so what I figured out, if I go to Bowling Green next year, Stu, you're going to walk me around to all these places, and we're going to try all these places out.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I want to do some videos with Heidi. I want to do some videos with some of the food vendors this week, so I got to get with Jason about that. I want to interview a couple of them. But, yeah, no, I'm more than happy to do that with you. Just realize you're going to have some Alka-Seltzer or Pepto-Bismol in your pocket. I mean, it's, you go from food to food to food. It gets a little...
Famotidine. I keep a bottle with me.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, I would love to do that with you, man. Look, my thing is this. There are so many options on both the north and south side. Just sample stuff, people. Like, you don't know. They have the giant lemonades, like all that usual stuff. But, yeah, the Burrito Lady is on top of my list. The Stromboli,
I remember
the fries.
The Burrito Lady, yep.
So,
what's that?
Bert, let me know when you do go if it tops the Krispy Kreme hamburgers or whatever you got.
That's the state fair. That's the NC State Fair. We're from North Carolina, so the home of Krispy Kreme donuts is Winston-Salem, where we were at last weekend. In fact, my wife goes, "There's the main office of Krispy Kreme right there." And anyway, but yeah, the Krispy Kreme bacon cheeseburger. Yeah, Krispy Kreme bacon cheeseburger. That's something everybody needs to try. You're going to get.
You guys are getting me so excited. I'm just about ready to drink vodka straight out of this bottle right now because all you do is get me hungry talking about all this food.
So, do you drink more when you eat, Stu?
Oh God, that shitty vodka! God damn it, I shouldn't have bought that. Anyway. I thought it was a good name. It was Freeze, F-R-I-S. I'm like, I'll get this. Ugh, it was good Jello shots, not straight up though. No, like I get excited talking about this stuff because you have to understand I don't really have much of a life outside of this. So when I go to BG, like all the money I got in the world is banked on it, man. Like I'm not even going to make my rent on time this year if I make it at all. Like it's all goes to Bowling Green, the experience. I'm not shitting you. Like it does. Like I give out all my samples of my Infinity Blend whiskey. I already got it packed up. Otherwise, I'd show you a bottle. I have little samples to give out to people. My bourbon I make during the year and stuff. But dude, I get excited about this. Like I envy you guys because you guys get to travel and you get to do all these things. And I do travel a little bit, but I can't afford to really travel much, And I just try to make Bowling Green the best I can about it. Yes, I would love to do what I do at Bowling Green at other places. Go to Wisner. Go down to the Lions Super Bowl of the South. I'd love to do some of this other stuff. I'm broke. I can't do I max out all my credit cards on Bowling Green stuff every year. And I burn the candle at both ends, guys, because I learned in 2018 when Big Andy took me the first time, and I always give credit to Big Andy and my best friend John that I see all the time here in town. Like, these guys keep me motivated and they keep me, focused on this. But like this is the only time I really get to see everybody. It's a family reunion for me. There's people like my friend Matt, my people like my Big Steve. Show that photo, Logan, of me by the track with Big Steve and Austin. I was
ready to bring that up. We're coming on an hour and a half now, and we have.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know I'm going to cut this short. Yeah. But anyway, those guys I met all at Bowling Green. I didn't know him before this. My buddy Junior, he's the one that camps with me on the corner. He helps me out a lot. He's been there for like 35, 40 years. Everybody knows Junior because of his hat. It's in the shape of let's just say a male organ. He has a hat made. And, these guys are all my family. I don't get to see people other than this one time a year. And then the rest of the year, I sit in my little studio and I go into my depression hole and I watch Roku TV. Like I don't really do much, but Bowling Green's where I let it all out, man. And I don't get wasted drunk the whole time. I just have drinks with people, enjoy. I love to talk to people, like to see what's going on in their lives and see who's there and just to see them every year. I mean, it's a big family reunion and I just love it because it's 24 hours. Like once tomorrow afternoon, I get everything set up. I think Junior's coming on Wednesday with his camper, but either way, once we get all set out, like we don't shut down. It's 24 hours. Parade Alley Lounge is open. You know, you just pass out on one of my couches, any of the zero gravity lounge chairs, wherever you want, play beer pong till I don't care if the sun comes up. Like we don't shut down. Sometimes people pass out in the camper. You know, it's a 24-hour thing for 5 days straight.
So I feel like every national landmark needs some specifications said about that. Tell us some specs on that guy on the right side of the picture.
Oh, Steve is awesome. But I mean, Steve is an awesome guy.
For reference, how tall is he and how much?
Okay, so I'm on the very left-hand side of the photo where it says the power. You know, I got the hat with the. So I'm 5'10", about 300. So I'll just tell you that. Steve's a big teddy bear. He's a great guy. He's a good friend of mine. I just only see him maybe once or twice a year, and once is usually at Bowling Green. So there's also a guy that's not in this picture from Wisconsin that's part of Preston's group, and his name's Big John. And Big John's also an awesome, friendly guy, big teddy bear. He's legitimate 7 foot. And we had an incident last year where somebody didn't leave my site and they were too inebriated. And I said, listen, you need to have your buddy take you back to your site and pass out because you're too gone. And he's like, I'll be fine. I said, no, I'm telling you, I need you to leave my site right now. Your buddy's over here. He's going to take you back to his site. And he goes, I'm not going anywhere. Big John comes behind me over my shoulder and stops dancing and goes, hey, he said you got to go. And the guy, okay. So these guys are great friends of mine, and they protect me and back me up because, you know, I'm just I'm a little teddy bear. I mean, I don't get in arguments with people or anything, but this guy was so inebriated he had to go. He only had one shoe on. We're like, where's your other shoe? I don't know. I ended up finding it in the porta potty like 20 yards away. And obviously it had, you know, stuff all over it. I'm like, dude, here's your shoe. You need to go back to your campsite. You can't be here anymore, okay? I need you to go and detox and get some water. And he's like, I'm not going anywhere. John comes over and goes, you're going, brother. So, no, those are great guys, Austin and Steve and those guys in the picture. And they've welcomed me into their group, and they're super nice, friendly guys. I mean, everybody is there, to be honest. I mean, everybody in the stands. You know, I almost fell down the steps behind you the once because Preston and the guys sit at the top. And they're like, Stu, why don't you come up here? And I went, I don't know, this is a good idea. It was like 11 at night, and I went up there, and I barely made it at the top without calling the paramedics. And then when I tried to go down, I went like one step too quick, and I ended up falling and ended up going like almost all the way down, rolling down the stairs. So people helped me, and they got me back up standing. And so, no, like everybody's super helpful. Everybody's super friendly.
Stu, are you going to do like daily check-ins with Jason or through Beer Money or something?
I'm going to.
So we can see what's going on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I will tell you, though, too, on my shoulder here, on my left shoulder, you can see in the picture, a buddy of mine's he's a paramedic, and he volunteers during the polls there. He works in the campground. We write on my shoulder 3464 with my campsite number, and then we write type 2 non-insulin. So if somebody does find me somewhere, and I don't have my ID, obviously, I mean, they know who I am by my campsite number, and they know where to return me and not give me insulin. Because I guess if you give insulin to a type 2, like it's a really bad thing. So we write 3464 type 2 non-insulin. So,
yep.
I mean, it's just being safe. I'm not being like, I mean, it's funny, but at the same time, like, it's just being safe. But like, look, that's the first year of the campsite. That was the first year of the camper when we started having people sign it. It looks completely different now. We painted it. We put some stickers on it. Most of the camper on the back and the one side is covered. We're trying to get the other side covered with stickers. I got that same canopy for this year, the American flag one. That's going to be for the beer pong. And I also have some friends of mine from Race Ray Ministries. They're going to be setting up shop there too. If you'd like some free Gatorade coffee and just sit and talk with them, they're more than happy to sit and talk with you. They're really good people. It's the church I go to, Covenant Church. And then the canopy behind I will have, and then there'll be couches, and there'll be another canopy connected to that, another 20 by 10 with Junior, and then we're going to have more chairs and couches and stuff. And we're going to have, you know, like I said, we're going to have Jello shots. We're going to have the whiskey if you want to come by and sample that. Please, anybody wants to come sign the camper, sign whatever you want. You don't have to sign your name. You can write Stu Sucks. It doesn't matter. I don't care. It's a Bowling Green tradition. I want everybody to come back and sign it every year. We had to fix the one side you can't see because somebody spray painted something pink on it. So Andy made me take off the pink and cover it with white. So I did have to unfortunately do a little bit of that side. But please, we have hundreds of markers hanging from the camper. Please come and sign it. And just say hi. If you don't want an alcoholic drink, we'll have non-alcoholic stuff too, Gatorade, water, whatever. Just come down and say hi to us. On the other side of the corner, you're going to have Matt and his subwoofers, and he's got like 5 or 6 vehicles. He's got 5 sites. He's got a Snowcat with rubber tracks. He's going to be riding around on. I'll be on the mini bike. I have a crop top shirt. I'll be riding around on the mini bike. And then I think he's got a lawnmower and a golf cart and some other stuff.
Did you just say a crop top shirt?
Yeah, I rode the mini bike last year with a crop top, and everybody I had a big giant banana that I won from Cedar Point. It's like a 4-foot tall banana, and I rode that in a video. That was pretty cool. However, I did cut up my shoe. Something was rubbing on the motor, and it almost burned through my shoe. So I lost a pair of shoes on that one. But yeah, I ride the mini bike around. I mean, I'm not that inebriated or I got to make sure I'm somewhat responsible. But oh yeah, like have fun.
Stu, I got one big question.
Yeah.
You keep throwing terms around. For people that don't know, what is Parade Alley?
So Parade Alley is that stretch. If you remember from a few years ago, before they put in the fence and everything, basically Parade Alley runs from where the intersection is, where the old fence or the old wall used to turn. You would turn right. It would kind of dead end. So Parade Alley basically is the campground is split in half. Half of the campground, which is usually the first 1,000 or so sites, which is the electric, going all the way to the woods there by the old Wall Street Journal building. That's owned by the Wood County Fair Board, right? So that's owned by the Fair Board. If you go west, as soon as you turn west of that intersection, that second half of the campground is owned by the Blue Shirts, the Northwest Ohio Tractable Association. Yep. So that's where Parade Alley starts, is right there. And they call it Parade Alley because at night, they basically make a giant square of people driving the parade. They don't want people going down the side roads. A couple years ago, too many people were going down the side roads, and then you had intersections. People were getting hit with golf carts, clipped on the trailers, and they're turning, whatever. So now they make everybody go in a big, giant circular loop. So that main drag that I'm on, if you go to this picture to the right, you can't see it. There's a white barn on some property behind that fence. That's why I say tell everybody, go to the west end of Parade Alley. Just look for the barn at the end. We're at the end on your left. So that's what's called Parade Alley. Because at night, Chris, all the golf carts, everybody just driving around all night, goes down that stretch, which is called Parade Alley. There's another word, begins with T and ends with Y, but I'm not supposed to use that, so I say Parade Alley. So and that's why I call it Parade Alley, not the other word alley. But anyway, it turns left right there. You go along the fence, along where the white barn is. There's another house, and then it basically dead ends into the fence in the corner where the Blue Shirts building is, their office building. You turn left, go down that, parallel to that fence, and then there's that little stage that's behind Fire in the Hole where the guy's going to be playing. Toby something. I'm sorry, I can't remember his last name. And then you make a left right there where Fire in the Hole Pizza is. Go down the main drag, down to again that corner. And there's 2 older guys there that have an old camper. They've been there for years. I'm sure you guys have seen it. It's painted half Case IH red and half John Deere green.
Yep.
Those 2 guys, that's the main corner of Parade Alley. And then that's where the spotlight is, where everybody usually stops at night and people go, woo! But then you go all the way to the end, and then that's where our site is on the left, and then Matt's on the right. So we kind of took over that whole corner. So.
Well, Stu, we look forward to seeing you all week long and just keep us updated, because I know that's one thing. If you ever can go into campgrounds, check it out. And now you got to have a pass to get in.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
We'll end it with one last question before we round this show out. For someone who's never been to Bowling Green, what are some things to know before we go? We can only be there Thursday this year, but are hoping for the whole thing next year.
They can only be there Thursday night this year. I mean, first thing I'm going to tell you is, like Chris said, if you're going to be just up front, you're not going to go in the campground. You absolutely must go to the museum underneath the South Side main grandstands.
Yeah.
That's where you would go to buy shoes. You must go to that museum and see what they have to offer there. But also, if you're going to be there, please stop by the Make-A-Wish area, which would be on the east side of the track, right there as you make that turn. Please go visit some of the people in Make-A-Wish. If you are able to afford, even if it's just $1, please donate for Make-A-Wish. I don't have to tell you, people, how important that is for kids and their families. They count on us every year to grant the wish of kids that otherwise wouldn't be able to do some things that they do for them. So I would please highly say go visit them, talk to them, And if you can just afford $1 or $2, they'd be very grateful. But please go see the museum and walk around and see the pits. You know, Bowling Green, like they say, like most pools, you can go into the pits. These guys will walk up to you. I know Wickedly Awesome. They've been super happy because I've been telling them I'm making Jello shots for them. I've never actually met any of those guys. I'm looking forward to meet them this year. But you can go and talk to each one of these pullers right up to them. And where in the country are you going to see as many pulling vehicles and pulling teams as you are in Bowling Green? Just because of the size of the event.
I promise you there will be more horsepower in Bowling Green this weekend than any NHRA drag race or NASCAR race or anything else because of just it is just ungodly how much horsepower will be in that place.
Yeah, it's just the size and the scale. Look, if I'm just saying with Bowling Green, it's a bucket list thing. You have to see it once. If, like you said, after you've been there maybe a few years in a row, you want to try something different, great. Because not everybody likes orange sherbet ice cream all the time. Sometimes you want to change different flavors. I get it. But if you haven't been to Bowling Green, you need to take it in at night with the thousands and thousands of people there and how friendly they are, and go see the museum and walk around and see all the pullers go the entire circle around. Don't just go on the one side and just see the pullers. Go in the entire walk from south side to north side.
Get there early and walk around because it will. You could walk around that place for a day and not even get out of the pits.
Yep.
I mean, it's just that crazy.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So just take the scope in the scale. When the first time I went to Bowling Green and I saw how big it was with all the people there, it was kind of like when the first time I went to Michigan Stadium. And when you go through that, you know, and then it just opens up and you see the thousands of people and you can't believe it. Just see it one time and experience it, and then you'll get it. You'll understand why you needed to go that one time. And just soak it all in. That's all I can say. Just, you know, use what God gave you most, your eyes and your ears. And just soak it in and listen and just enjoy the moment.
Yep. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
As for
thank you guys for indulging me.
No. Who knows it better?
I'm going to say this now. I don't know if I'm going to be on next show next Monday. I might be completely worn out or in the hospital. So I'll have to let you guys know. It's 50-50 whether I can make next week's show. I'm not shitting you. Dude, we have it's called the BG flu. Everybody gets it on late Saturday night into early Sunday morning. You pack up. Your body takes days to recover. Days.
You take a beating, you know.
Yeah.
So in other words, next week you're going to have an IV in your arm while you're sitting there talking to us. Is that what you're saying?
I might be at Wood County ER
or not. You're going to be on, and you'll be on from the hospital room. So.
You're the guy that's supposed to tell us what happens.
That's right.
Oh, I'll tell you what I can remember. I can tell you what I remember. I can't tell you what I won't remember. I mean, and the other thing is my phone goes away.
Get them a pair of those, like, what is it, the Meta glasses or whatever, just to see.
Just let them walk around and like record everything. Yeah,
that would be amazing.
That would be interesting, but I'd have to edit out some stuff on that because I'm assuming
later. It's fine.
Yeah, just saying. But no, I will be checking in. I got to get with Jason about what he wants to do, then interview some of the food vendors and stuff. And I do want to I want people to come out and see me and just say hi at the campground. Just come see me. Take a picture with me if you want. If not, I'm ugly. That's fine. Sign the camper. Say you saw me. Give me a high five. Just come out and see me and say hi. That's all I'm asking. I saw some people today already in the parking lot at Kroger, already stocking up. So just come out and see me and say hi. You know, it'd be great to see everybody.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
So
look forward to next Monday night. It's all going to be.
What's that?
Bert will get back to his live streaming, and good old Stu's going to drink some more of his cheap vodka. So
I will. And let me tell you something. Thank you, Bert, for coming on tonight because you have been the yin to my yang, and this has been a lot of fun tonight. You need to be on this more regularly.
I will be. It was just I was on that 3-week tour, and you know how that goes. It was a lot of. In fact, every Monday night I was live streaming.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Jason and the rest of the crew would like it too much if I was trying to do a live stream while I was trying to do a podcast with you guys. Yeah, that would be kind of tough.
I get it.
Yeah, so I'm going to be on.
Awesome.
Yep. All right, guys.
We'll catch you next Monday, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern for another.
Say a prayer for my liver.
Show. And hopefully we'll get a report from Stu on what goes on there.
Yeah. Well, I'm unconscious.
Green flags, welcome to the NTPA. When the power hits the track, GMS is behind it. Family owned, built in Butler County, Ohio, trusted worldwide. GMS delivers the good stuff: oil primer pumps, diamond forgings, darkened sleeves, precision bearings, and piston rings. From rods to complete front drive assemblies, we've got it covered. Led by Brett Payne and backed by a skilled crew, GMS is more than a machine shop. We're your pulling partner. GMS, solid parts, reliable service, built for the long haul.
Get top-quality truck parts, as well as expert application information about tractor pulling and clutch assembly, from our professionals in Waynesburg, Kentucky. Call Kenny's today.
Contact Corsa today and ask about their pullers packages that give you all the information you need to know about your engine.
Extreme Performance and Tire Cutting in Rock Valley, Iowa gives their customers the most competitive edge possible. Be supreme. Buy Extreme.
Lincoln Diesel Specialties offers high-quality diesel performance products and services for various models of trucks. Check them out online.
The Pullers Championship is presented by a team of people with a commitment to the sport of pulling and a need to give back to the sport they love. The Pullers Championship was not created to be exceptional. It was created to be the exception.